Good evening. My name is Chris McIntyre. I serve as the chair of the Cohasset Conservation Commission. This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, the Cohasset Wetlands Protection Bylaw, and Chapter 263 of the Cohasset Bylaws governing stormwater management. The Cohasset Conservation meeting is now open and in session. However, please note that tonight's meeting has been postponed and will be rescheduled to Wednesday, July 17th. Is that correct? Sorry, is that a Wednesday?
Sorry, that's a Thursday.
Sorry, my bad. Thursday, July 17th. This session is being held on Zoom. If you have any questions for the commission, you may submit them through the Q&A forum. Since there's no one here, we'll skip that part. Present this evening on behalf of the Conservation Commission is the town's conservation agent, Charlotte Pechtel. And I think that's it. I will now read into the record the new hearings which are being postponed until July 17th. All right. In accordance with Massachusetts Bylaw, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Cohasset Wetlands Bylaw, the Cohasset Stormwater Bylaw, and the Cohasset Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on July 17th, 2025 at 6:30 via remote participation on the Zoom platform for a request for determination of applicability 25-08 to conduct scientific research on non-native snails, which includes constructing 6 individual 3-foot by 3-foot plots fenced with 6-inch high mesh affixed with plastic anchors within the intertidal zone. The plots will be evaluated 5 times in a period of 1 year by Christopher Wells at 401 Jerusalem Road, owned by Peter and Susan Murley. The public is invited to offer public input by emailing cpechtel@cohasset.org. Details for access to the Zoom platform will be on the Cohasset Conservation Commission's agenda, available at cohassetma.org in the meeting's hearings notices. Information regarding the application will be available online prior to the meeting. Sorry, which one's next?
Oh, that's the town right-of-way vegetation one.
What's the number?
Oh, RDA 2510.
I had them all the notices pulled up. Sorry. That's one that you sent me, right?
Yep.
In accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Cohasset Wetlands Bylaw, and the Cohasset Stormwater Bylaw, the Cohasset Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on July 17th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. via remote participation on the Zoom platform for a request for determination of applicability 25-10 to establish criteria for the town to control vegetation along municipal ROWs right-of-ways in compliance with the right-of-way management regulations for the town of Cohasset. The public is invited to offer public input by emailing cpechtel@cohassetmass.org. Details for access to the Zoom platform are available at the Cohasset Conservation on the website cohassetmass.org in the meetings and hearing notices. Information regarding the application will be available prior to the meeting. 5-9. Okay. Next up, we have RDA 25-09. In accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Cohasset Wetlands Bylaw and the Cohasset Stormwater Bylaw, the Cohasset Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on Thursday, July 17th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. via remote participation on the Zoom platform for a request for determination of applicability 25-09 for a proposed home addition and covered entry within the FEMA AE EI 11 floodplain and a dry well in the 100-foot buffer zone of bordering vegetated wetlands for Christine Nichols and Michael Berman at 107 Atlantic Ave. The public is invited to offer public input by emailing cpectel@cohassetmass.org. Details for access to the Zoom platform will be on the Conservation Commission agenda available online at cohassetmass.org, and the meetings and hearings notices. Information regarding the application will be available prior to the meeting. And last, got 25-16. In accordance with Massachusetts General Laws 131, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Cohasset Wetlands Bylaw, the Cohasset Stormwater Bylaw, and the Cohasset Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on Thursday, July 17th, 2025 for Notice of Intent 25-16 and Stormwater Permit 25-08 to raise and rebuild an existing dwelling, reconfigure a paved driveway, construct an in-ground pool, patio, deck, guest house, and 2 subsurface stormwater infiltration systems, some of which falls within the 100-foot buffer zone of the salt marsh and land subject to coastal storm flowage for Clive and Jill Standish at 58 Gammons Road. The public is invited to offer input by emailing cpectel@cohassetmass.org. Details for access to the Zoom platform are on the Zoom for access to the Zoom platform are on the Conservation Commission agenda online at www.cohassetmass.gov in the meetings and hearings notices. Do I have to read the rest that are being continued?
Yes. So the two being continued to July 24th are 94 Black Horse Lane and 94 North Main, and then 561 and 70 Black Horse Lane are the 17th. And I can read the COCs if you like.
Okay. NOI 25-13, which was continued from June 4th, 2025, is being continued to July 24th, 2025. NOI 25-15 for 561 Beechwood Street it was continued from June 5th, 2025, will be continued to July 17th, 2025, correct?
Mm-hmm.
NOI 25-12 for 94 North Main Street will also be continued to July 17th, as will NOI 25-14 and Stormwater Permit 25-7 for 70 Black Horse Lane. Additionally, will be continued to July 17th, 2025.
Oh, and I'm sorry, 94 North Main was continued to July 24th, 2025. Sorry. A lot of last minute changes here. Sorry.
NOI 25-12 for 94 North Main Street will be continued to July 24th, 2025.
Yeah. And do you want me to read the COCs?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, sorry. Some of these changed last minute. So Stormwater Permit 2305 for Certificate of Compliance request for 724 Jerusalem Road. That has been continued to July 24th. NOI 2408 COC request for 472 King Street. That has been continued to July 17th. NOI 2026 and Stormwater Permit 22-21 COC request for 83 Atlantic Avenue. That has been continued to July 24th, 2025. NOI 22-23 for 20 Nichols Road for a certificate of compliance request has also been continued to July 17th, 2025. And last but not least, NOI 2106 and Stormwater Permit 2107 for 1 Pleasant Street for a certificate of compliance request has been continued to July 24th, 25.
Beautiful.
All
Yeah.
right.
I didn't watch the whole YouTube video, but
Pretty much just make a motion and yeah, you make your own motion.
I make a motion to close this public hearing, and since I'm the only one here, I approve.
Awesome.
Thank you, Charlotte. Made
All
that
right.
pains.
Thank you.
See you.